whether you realize it or not, in many cases, you're using TradFi financial products because they're embedded or becoming more and more embedded somehow in the DeFi community because of the various guarantees that they provide. So the funny thing is that instead of us making products for them, they made products for us, and they made products for us, the Web3 community, because the size of the Web3 community and the market purchasing power is big enough, right? Since it's big enough, it makes sense for BlackRock to make a tokenized fund about the money markets, and lo and behold, in a matter of months, they're at $500 million with a very healthy margin on that fund, which makes it very successful for them.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just the poor auction. it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums a beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. But guys, we know, do not be scared of the dip. This is like clockwork. Even though we have a lot of geopolitical events, we know we still pump at the beginning of the month. And then also, guys, we have stocks pulling back. And again, don't be scared. Make sure you're looking for opportunities. But the fact is, we have a lot of geopolitical events, and I'm going to go over them later. But we have Brad Garlinghouse says regulatory clarity is what business wants, and the UAE understands. And we know when it comes to these crypto companies, doesn't matter whether it's Middle East, the emerging markets, they're leading the fourth industrial revolution in every sector. So that means custody. That means CBDC platforms. That means carbon credits. And the Middle East is definitely leading in the metaverse. And we have open interest for XRP hits over $1 billion. And of course, now Ripple receives an in-principle license in Dubai. So we see all these countries overseas getting prepared for the fourth industrial revolution. But just remember what Gary Gensler's job was to do, was to keep us behind the emerging markets so they could lead. Remember, guys, it's a plan. It moves in phases. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are dropping. And, of course, the only thing you have to do is look at that repo. We're going to go over that also later. We have the dollar up. We have volume and crypto up. And we have Tether and USDC. And we have Circle Signals plans to bring USDC to Australia with venture capitalist Mark Carnegie. And remember, guys, stable coins are nothing but digital dollars. But now they're going to be programmable. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $465 billion yesterday. As we see, the repo is moving in the wrong direction. Of course, that's so they can manipulate yields. And, guys, these geopolitical events are now getting worse. We have all these strikes going on. We have the drums are beating and they're getting louder. But then also, guys, it's like you're watching a movie. When we get reports on the drums are beating, they always say, this person said they're going to attack here or attack there. Guys, when someone is really in the drums are beating, they're not going to tell you when they're going to attack. That makes no sense whatsoever. But again, you're in a movie. And now we have the strike on the East Coast when it comes to these ports. And we know there's billions and billions of dollars lost, but I wanted to wait and see how the mainstream media reported on it, and it only touched on it just for a little while. You would think this would be constant reporting, reporters outside interviewing. No. So right now they're basically doing a blackout and reporting their narrative, not going to the people. And guys, we know if we have a strike on the East Coast, this is for a reason. And basically a few of those reasons are to test other routes for the fourth industrial revolution, and then also test a lot of this new technology. And we know eventually they want to automate the supply chain. We know the technology is already there. We go over it on a daily basis. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Paxos Gold. His $500 million milestone highlights increasing TradFi interest in gold-backed crypto. But as we see fiat dying, and then also the central banks buying up gold because they printed 80% of all money in existence in 2 years. Yes, you heard that correct, but we know the sheep stay distracted on things that don't matter. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs are down. And then also we have U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs extend inflow streak to 8 days. But guys, make sure you're looking at the inflows and outflows at the beginning of the month. We normally have those inflows. At the end of the month, we get outflows. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have Robinhood just launched crypto transfers in Europe. So Robinhood now lets European users deposit and withdraw cryptocurrencies from external wallets and exchanges, supporting over 20 plus digital assets. Now we have Tokyo-based MetaPlanet just bought another 107 Bitcoin. Also, we have Gemini closes all Canada accounts by December 31st. And of course, it states for regulatory reasons, but we know there's a bigger plan behind that because Gemini is too big not to get approval. And then lastly, guys, we have digital asset manager Ken launches 100 million tokenized real estate fund on Chintai Network. And we saw Chintai get a little pump, but we know everything's going to be tokenized and put on blockchain, and due to smart contracts, a lot of this work can be done without a human involved. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.